We're on the debut of Raw on Netflix, and we kick off the show in arguably the best way possible. Cena is here, and the retirement tour starts with a promo. Ladies and gentlemen and everything in between, welcome to the premiere episode of Monday Night Raw. And on top of that, welcome to the very beginning of the John Cena retirement tour. Now firstly, let's address what I want to achieve during this. Well, of course, I want to win the Rumble and become a 17-time WWE Champion, and I'll hopefully achieve that through winning the Royal Rumble. But there's something else I want to do, and that's to become a Grand Slam Champion. And I think you all know what that means. Bron Breaker, just know I'm coming for you and your Intercontinental Championship. Whether you're the champ when I come around to the Intercontinental title is an entirely different... Ladies and gentlemen, I demand all your gratitude for your future Intercontinental Champion, Ludwig Kaiser. Oh, John, do you honestly think you have it in you to win firstly against the World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General Gunther, but Bron Breaker? When everyone knows it should be me after I got robbed out of my rightful championship. And John responds, "Fine speech, Mr. Kaiser, but I have a few issues with what you just said. 1. You just said you got robbed in your title match when you didn't. You lost fair and square. And second of all, how about you come down here and we can find out if you really are just a bootleg ass-kicking Ring General assistant." John Cena lays down the challenge, and Ludwig accepts. He wants to fight, and with it being officially sanctioned, the match is on. And Ludwig is proving himself to be an equal to Cena, as in large sections of the match, he's managing to outmaneuver Big Match John. But one thing Cena does is never give up, as he starts his comeback and the 5 moves of doom. And with a 5-knuckle shuffle, Cena calls for Ludwig to get up, as he looks for an AA, but he gets out of dodge and rolls him up. 1, 2, no! Cena stays in the match, but as both men get to their feet, Ludwig manages to catch John and plant him with a fancy DDT. Is the John Cena retirement tour going to kick off on the wrong foot? No! Cena kicks out. Ludwig is beside himself, but Cena gets up, so he looks for a strike, but John counters, then he manages to lock in an STF. Will Ludwig tap? Well, before we find out, the World Heavyweight Champion comes out and just watches the action unfold. And with the Ring General observing, Ludwig fights deep down to get out of the submission, but it may have been futile, as with both men getting up, John connects the AA. The retirement tour starts off on the right foot, but the next step could be to become the 17-time WWE Champion. John put my name in the hat for his crappy little retirement tour, so I just thought I'd send him a little message last week. But seeing as you offered a challenge, let me give you one. You versus me, Saturday night's main event for my Intercontinental Championship. And if you accept my gracious offer, the stipulation is that when you lose, you can never challenge for the Intercontinental Championship ever again. So what's it gonna be, huh, John?
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
It's not Cena who comes out, but it's Cody Rhodes, and he's rushing to defend Big Match John, who's supposedly not in the building, although that isn't really the case, which we find out in the main event, as with Bron dismantling Cody with a chair. Here he comes, he runs off Bron, then he helps Cody up. The face of the company now is facing off against the former face of the company, but things get even more wilder, as Cena says. Firstly, Bron, the challenge you gave me earlier in the night, Well, I accept. In 2 weeks' time, I will attempt to become Grand Slam champion. And next week, Cody, it's gonna be you against me. I know how much you want that. And after you stood up for me, you got it. It's an absolute bombshell dropped by the leader of the C Nation, as it's one of the biggest matches in Raw history. But can the past beat the present, or will the present solidify its place at the top of the mountain? Well, with Bron Breakker being barred from ringside, the match is on, and although there's no hatred between the two men, they bring it. They both do whatever it takes to pick up the win. Cody even manages to connect a Cody Cutter, but that doesn't put Cena away. John even responds later in the match with an AA, but that doesn't put the American Nightmare away either. Neither man will wield, but regardless, we're deep into the match, and both men just start trading strikes. They have nothing left, although Cody manages to duck and connect across Rhodes. Cody's done it! He's beaten the leader of the C Nation! Although it's nothing but love between the two men after the match, it's seemingly a passing of the torch between the two stars, although a definitive future star wants to make an impact as he wipes out both men with spears, and the show closes with Bron Breakker standing tall over John Cena. But will this be the case at Saturday night's main event? Well, we're in the main event, and it's time for the Intercontinental Championship to be defended. Who will win? Can John become a Grand Slam champion, or will Bron Breakker crush his dreams? Well, the match is on, and Bron immediately looks for a spear, although John manages to counter. Then he looks for an attitude adjustment, but Bron counters too. And with Cena momentarily dazed through stiff strikes, Bron seizes the opportunity to hurl John out the ring, then looks to spear him, but John moves out of harm's way with Bron crashing onto the floor. This is Cena's chance, and he takes it with stride as he hurls him into the steps and the barricade before putting him into the ring. Then he looks for his signature 5-knuckle shuffle, but Bron counters with a vicious kick before taking him down. Then Bron starts to dominate. He uses big-time power moves in an attempt to put John down, but he won't stay down for the free. So Bron lines him up. He wants to hit the spear, but once again Cena manages to avoid a devastating move, and following this, he locks in the STF. Will Bron tap? Well, he fights out of it. He has gas left in the tank, and he uses the gas to launch Cena to the outside. Then he starts to run. He's looking for a spear onto the outside, but John once again dodges, which ends up with Bron crashing into the ring post. And on top of that, he's gushing blood, so Cena takes advantage as he puts the champ into the ring and nails an AA, but he knows he needs more. So he unbelievably deadlifts Bron back up for another and connects it. Is Bron done? No! The champ stays alive, but for how much longer? As Cena immediately locks in another STF to follow suit. Bron is done, and Cena knows it as he amplifies the pressure more and more until the referee calls for the bell. Cena has done it. He is now a Grand Slam champion. It's a fantastic start to the retirement tour. But what's next? Well, we're just gonna have to wait and see.